Yo, what's up, Hexicans? Sorry about the little kerfuffle there. Literally, my computer just froze at 1 minute and 17 seconds into the countdown. I was like, now what? So I literally had to restart the computer, put it back up. So I apologize. Giving you guys a different angle. I've got two different cameras set up. I can't find my other cord right now, so it's not as good as the other angle, but I was filming some videos from this direction. So you guys get to see a different angle of the studio tonight, but I appreciate you guys holding on. I appreciate you guys showing up. That's for sure. And some of you, if you left already, you were a bunch of puds and you didn't need to stay anyway. So I appreciate you guys for being the yes, that is correct, Alan Hexkin. It is the E3 angle. You guys will see more of those here in the future. I didn't want to try to compete. I was going to launch earlier in the week, and then we had some media resources issues. And then I went to post those things, and I saw the whole crypto get falling apart. And I said, wait a second, let's not compete with that. Let's let the news die down, and we'll start it all over. So yes, this is not a paid advertisement, by the way. So it's not a paid advertisement. Thank you so much, Alan Fizame, for the $2 super chat. Yeah, did RH stop paying Diaz salary? Well, our equipment might work better if he had actually started paying, but we have never once been paid by the guys. So we just get by with the cheap equipment we got. So it works. Yeah, kinetics with excuses. It's the first. Children of the grave, it's good to see you in here trolling, brother. It is good to see you guys. Magic carpet ride twice in one day. Thanks, Sandy Beach. That's awesome. Yes, my agent was messing with me there, Torin. So let me go back through. I don't even know how many horrible messages I missed about boomers on tech, and then it's my fault this time, so there's not much I can say. So hey, it's good to see you guys in here. Alien Hexakin, Sandy Beach, Dorsey, Elliot, Anthony Munoz, Hexy Quinn, MT Coiner, T-Bird, Rags to Riches, Lawrence Rolling, Crypto Surfer 369, Haven Peck, Crispy, Mango Junkie. We've got Melv, Tony, Lawrence Rolling. We got Tarnweeg, Burnt Wookie, Crypto Butler. Crypto Butler, it's been a while, man. I don't know if you saw, I reposted the video that we had put together for that old RH promo packet that we were doing for the, it was part of a campaign for Joe Rogan. We had it in the Hex Manowar media packet. Crypto Butler was leading that chat back in the day, and man, he did some good work in there. So it's good to see you. Hexander, it's always good to see you, brother. Par Excellence. We got Crypto CPT. I'm not even going to read any of these in phraseology. FTX. Yes, unfortunately. So, I'm not the guy that comes in here and says, hey guys, it's halftime. We're in the locker room. Let me slap your ass and tell you how great we are. And everything's going to be okay. And, we just need to be Hexicans together. That's more of Captain's job. And he, unfortunately, is probably not going to be able to make it tonight. We'll see. We'll see what he does. But I will say this right now, guys. We are unaffected. When the market goes down and centralized exchanges take out everybody's crypto net worth, and here we are still riding high on the tide. That's what us Hexicans knew the product that we were in. And it's funny when you get someone like a Meet Kevin who says, oh, Hex is the biggest Ponzi. Dude, you literally invested and lost everything you invested in crypto into all the Ponzis possible. And then you have the gall to call Hex a Ponzi, though you yourself don't even know the definition of the word. Because anyone actually looks up the definition of the word, I even put on Twitter, I said, do not believe that word means what you think it means. Because if you look up the word Ponzi, Hex is the farthest thing from that. This is where true DeFi shines, guys. We are literally that shining hill or shining city on the top of the hill. And I'm glad that we are here. We welcome all to Hexico. I don't know how many more times these people are going to have to pay tuition before they figure it out and they find their way back in here. Or find their way here for the first time. But I'm hoping that the message starts to ring true to some of these people that have just been nothing but wrecked, and their users especially. That's who I worry about the most. So it's one of those things that listening to RH could have saved you. Like his outrage marketing, don't like it. I really believe the guy wants to save the rest of the world from itself, and this is just one of those opportunities that we get to show him that, hey, what is the hashtag right now? Richard Hart was right. You guys see that on Twitter? Make sure you do a little retweet, like it, comment underneath it. I think it's going to be really important for us as Hexicans, and this is, it's really cool to see the big bad wolf go down and us come together. I haven't seen. Not only is Twitter fun again for Hexicans, but they're not attacking each other. They're attacking the rest of the space and all the scammers that got all their users wrecked. We've got that common cause again, that we're actually fighting against something, and I really look forward to more of that in the trenches with you guys. I've got the link out there. I'm going to go ahead and throw it back in here again. All of my Telegram and everything had to restart, so make sure I got it in there. Yep, got it in the Cutthroats room. If you guys think there's anywhere else I need to put it, you guys just let me know. I'm gonna even throw it. I don't even want to tell you guys this chat room. This chat room has been so much fun. I'm worried some of you guys are gonna go in there and ruin it, so I'm afraid to even tell anybody. But it's a hex on another chain. Let's just put it that way, and I'll just leave it at that. So yes, FTX is a great way to learn crypto, Ash. I agree. So this is a great opportunity for people to get wrecked, pay their tuition, as I like to call it, like I paid in 2017, and then come back out swinging and doing the right thing for themselves. I'm gonna put this over here, so you guys don't need to watch a repeat of myself. That was almost bothering me there a little bit. But yeah, I think FTX is a great way to learn crypto, a great way how not to do crypto. So OMG, concerned trolls and fudsters spewing today. I'm like, what the hell are you on about? Getting to the max, stupid, staked and chilling. Isn't it great to be a Hexican, guys? Isn't it great to be a Hexican? Always fun to be honest. Riz, you can behave without the threat of flintlocks. Your tiny assistant posted it twice, nipples. Okay, sounds good. I did do it earlier. Hexboy Crypto, Yahoo Finance said, now it is not a good time to buy. Laugh out loud. I'd say we're scraping the bottom of Hex. We have been for like a month now. Like, I'd say it's a great time to buy. Don't listen to Yahoo Finance. Yeah, you guys, along the lines of the whole SEC investigation, I've got 2 legal opinion letters from attorneys, SEC attorneys, that claim that Hex is definitely not a security. It doesn't pass. It fails all 4 legs of the Howey test. There's some state tests also as well that it fails, and then there's actually another test called the Reeves test, and it doesn't qualify as a security in any of those regards. I really think all this SEC FUD, quite honestly, seems to me like they're coming after really Pulse and PulseX. Now, fortunately, none of us influencers in this community have been paid to shill. We just talked about, it took me about 4 months to come public in Hex because I take my time. I sit in the background. I do all the reading. I do all the understanding. I won't make a comment on something publicly until I personally know the ins and outs of something and I can figure it out for myself. And I quite honestly was looking at everything there was about Hex. I tried to FUD myself out in about April. So it's about 4 months after it launched. I came out and started showing up on DS because I felt confident. I knew what I was talking about. I knew how the protocol worked. I knew it was legit. I knew it wasn't a security. I had seen the legal opinion letter that had been written by an attorney of Richard's choosing before he launched Hex. I knew it was good. So I've been all right. Magic Card, check your Twitter. You've been tagged. Okay, I'll have to check that out here in a minute. So I felt really comfortable with this. Now, that's why I came out and started talking about Hex. I was never paid to shill Hex. There was no payment, no pay for play, no airtime if you're willing. They don't even know. Yes, Lawrence Roland, I know exactly who you are. So I didn't. I just came out and wanted to talk about something that I really enjoyed, something I liked, a product that I was. It's like me coming out and talking about the new Air Jordans, which I think are trash, quite honestly. But say I did like the Air Jordans, and I get on a stream and I decide to go out and tell the rest of the world how much I like Air Jordans. Great. That's exactly what I did with X. I talked about something that there was a community building around, just like there's a community building around Air Jordans. There was no enriching myself in any way other than hopefully some people find out about this awesome product and maybe they'll like the product too. There was never any payment. There was no pay for play. So with that, there was a lot of confidence in me being able to come out publicly. And I knew it was, immutable code. There was no way, there's no admin keys. There was no way that anyone was going to be able to screw it up. Like there would literally have to be a flaw in the code. And it was audited 3 times before auditing was a thing, guys. Let's every project gets audited now, but there was a time when that wasn't the case. And so for him to put so much effort into making sure everything was good for the consumer. And everyone overlooks that in DeFi now. We got the what's the little crybaby from Bankless that started crying? We got all these foundations and stuff for building, and then the scammers use it better than no, bro. All you do is shill centralized crap on your channel. And I don't mean to make enemies of anybody. I'm just hoping that he'll learn. I hope his mom comes down, powders his butt, since he lives in her basement, and he's able to dust himself off and realize, oh, well, all this stuff I've been talking about for the last couple of years is nothing but trash anyway. It's all centralized garbage. You get mad and you cry when DeFi actually works, when a product that's finished, completed, immutable, trustless works, and you get mad that it's still working and all the garbage you had on your show failed. Come on, man. Grow a pair. Grow a pair. I like what Nerd Girl said. She tweeted out, she said, if you cry on a live stream, you must have a vagina. I didn't say it. I just agreed with it. So Wild SJ, Sammy Chica, Elliot, it's good to see you guys coming in here as well. This is great, guys. T-Bird, it's the FN Hangout, but apparently I'm just I'm hurting feelings over here, so no one wants to come in. That's fine. I'll be all right. But and a Sandy wanted that. Thanks, Dorsey. So you know what I would like to talk about tonight, because no one else is on here. You can't stop me. Is I've been on this. So a lot of you guys are familiar with Dr. Nicole Shrednecki. She's been on our channel, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 times, especially with the Mindset of Fitness guys. And she has me on this. She's my secondary doctor now. yes, Hexander, displaying that everyone does, in fact, get a trophy. Absolutely. That's awesome. She has me on this cleanse diet, and it was crazy because, man, the first 3 days I didn't think I was going to make it. There was no protein. I was still working out. I just actually implemented a rigorous cardio program on top of working out, my weightlifting, and so I didn't think I was going to be able to make it. But then after about 4 days, I started to really like everything that I was eating, and I started to enjoy the prep time and getting all these clean vegetables and clean grains in my system. Today was the first day I was able to have protein, but up until this point, it was 11 for the first 10 days. This is the 11th day. The first 10 days, not allowed to have protein. I lost 10 pounds and like 10% body fat. I lost like 10% of my body fat. It was freaking phenomenal. So I hope you Hexicans, even in the bear market, and you don't have as much money to eat right, and maybe you had to go back to work, so you don't have as much time during the day to take care of yourselves. I don't want you guys to forget how important that is. We've got 15 years until the next 15 years, until the next 15 years, till the next 15 years. So we've got a lot of time here, guys. You guys need to stay on top of it. You guys need to make sure you guys are working out, move more, eat less. Really, it's quite down what it comes down to. So, Dorsey, all right, yeah, you know what time it is. Yeah, oh, come on, why is it not letting me do it? I almost hid you on the channel. Ooh, that would have been bad. Ooh, ooh, yeah, he is feeling brave. No, Mango Junkie, if you're gonna eat on this cleanse diet that I'm on, it's crazy because you're not gonna want, none of you guys are gonna want to hear this. It's going there, and you aren't gonna like it. But the first 3 days when it's cleaning, because it cleans out your liver, your kidneys, your blood, like it is. Let's just say, yeah, let's just say you don't want to use the bathroom. What's the quote from the movie Friday? Don't go in there for 35, 45 minutes. Yeah, it was bad. Like there's stuff in your body you don't even know. So thanks, Runskis. Man, thanks, man. Yeah, I love it. No, you do not have to wear thicker underwear, Joe and Jerry. No, no, you don't. Yeah, that's essentially what it was like, Mango Junkie. It was like black tar coming out your bum. You wouldn't even believe it. Okay, let's see here, Alan. What you got to say? Dia shirts on the third 15-year staking leg. Get ready, guys. T-shirts are hard. No expectation from the delay of others. Yes, t-shirts are hard. I know some people that have some t-shirts though. All of you out there, you know who you are. So, yeah, Wild SJ cleanses are no joke. It is crazy. I've started to build some better habits with some of the other foods I didn't even realize were so good for you. Um, really, really seeing a difference in my energy level. I'm having like literally no caffeine. I do have a little, so I'm cheating a little bit. I do have a little bit of caffeine in my I do have a little bit of caffeine in my pre-workout because I work out so early in the morning. But and it's just so hard at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's really hard to just take your workout to the next level. So I do cheat a little bit there. I'm not supposed to have any caffeine at all, but I'm saying I'm doing pretty good. So I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, I have started drinking a lot of soda water. I don't drink much in the way of flavored drinks anymore. It's difficult at first, and then it's like, man, your body craves it. I crave this stuff. I'm peeing like 75 times a day now. It's wonderful. So Falcon crypto cleanses are only dangerous for a short if you do them for a long period of time. Yeah. With the Sith eyes, your lighting is whack. You don't like my Sith eyes? What? All right. I had my light pinned up over here and it fell, so I had to rig it over here for now. It's the best I got for now. Best I got for now. Hey, thank you. Yeah. I really didn't drink a lot of soda anyway. Never really been a big soda fan, but I did like energy drinks. And since I can't be on it anyway, since I can't be on caffeine, like it's been a really easy move to just go to something. And the carbonation is almost enough of a taste enough alone. So it's good enough. Yeah. You better watch your words very, very closely there, Dorsey. So, if any of you guys have some health recommendations, by all means, put them in the chat here because I'd like for us to talk a little bit about health because I've seen some of you Hexicans and some of you guys need some work. And you know what? There's a lot of really jacked Hexicans too, though. So we definitely run the gamut there. So a few different kinds of cleanses on the 3-day fast feels like a cleanse. Yeah, I can't ever make it. I make it to like hour 70, like 68 or something like that. And I just can't make that last 2, 3, 4 hours for some reason on a 3-day fast. Like I can do 24-hour fast, like it's going out of style. I typically just naturally do a 16-hour fast every day. Yes, but is it the shape you want to be, Dorsey? But a 3-day cleanse is really good, or fast is really good for you, and it does act like a cleanse. So, BMA, thanks, brother. It's been a long time, man. Glad to see you in here. Thank you. Yep. I can never pronounce this word right. Autophagy to kick in. Yeah, so that's like that's keto on ketosis on steroids, 100%. And that's where I just can't get to that point. And I'm wondering if a lot of that has to do with the fact that I don't have a lot of body fat anyway. So I'm not really sure. So I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret here. I cheated inviting freedom. And that's probably why I have Sith eyes. I'm not gonna lie. My skin is much clearer since I started the fast, but I have a filter on. How's that? How's that for you guys? So does it still have the Sith eyes, or is my lighting crazy? So a 7-day fast, can't do it. Can't do it. Autophagy. Thanks, Sandy. Thank you. Yes, Sammy, cleanliness is next to godliness, and I personally prefer to not have a BO smell. And since the way that I live and the way that I eat, I don't typically have much of a BO smell unless I'm like out hunting and living out of a tent for 3 days and not able to take a shower. So very fortunate in that regard. Hold on 1 second. Look who we got here. Dr. Daraj Moore. You're on mute.
Namaste, Hexicans. How are you guys?
Doing good.
I missed the last few minutes of chat.
Oh, not a problem.
You didn't. What's going on?
Yeah, you didn't really miss much. We're just talking about health.
I'm trying to read chat.
Okay, but since you're here and inviting freedom's here as well, we got to play it.
Inviting freedom. Their 30-hour fast.
There you are, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I saw Crypto Journeyman breaking their 30-hour fast. Like, I just regulate your meal. Why do these extremes? Just eat less throughout the day instead of doing this extreme, like first having a lot of food and then fasting for 30 hours. Again, this is not medical or dietary advice. I'm here just to have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do what you want.
But you know what? That's good. That's just great living advice. Yeah, there's definitely a delay there.
I have
but that's great living advice to eat less.
Advice. The best way to put it is eat till you are not hungry, not till you are full. That's the best thing, best dietary advice.
One of the best pieces of dietary advice I ever got was from Alex Hormozy. I love his business stuff. I watch all of his YouTube channel, all the videos he puts out on YouTube. If you guys don't like business and entrepreneurship, you probably aren't watching this guy, but he talks about...
I keep cutting off. Everybody is aware of my internet issues. So I guess people are already and used it.
That's all right, man. It's all right. But Alex talks about too many people just eat when they're bored. And it's true. And I've heard that from other sources as well. So don't eat just because you're bored. Now, a wild SJ, this is part of that. I'm going to have to bring him down for a second. This is part of that magical formula that the SENS Foundation is trying to figure out right now, is that down at the mitochondria level inside the cell itself, actually at that, after the 3-day fast, the autophagy, thank you, actually starts to clean out a lot of that waste in the dumpster of your cell. and that's a lot of the stuff that causes aging too. That's one of the 7 things that causes aging. So, well pointed out. Well pointed out there. You have a better connection now?
Hopefully, I think the thing is I have prioritized apps. So each time I get a booty call, this the other connection goes down.
Every time you get a booty call, is that what I heard? Oh,
No,
it's been many years for me since I've got one of those, my friend.
but see, again, I just came here to say, like, I said this on my previous stream on Hexation channel, that this is a very uh, hard time for crypto people in general. Please be kind. I know we have this. Yeah, we were right. We have like proven that we were right, but this is not the right time to be shoving it in people's faces who have lost their entire life worth. So please, like, just be kind is what I say. And you are not going to add people to this community by being douchebags to people. This is somewhere
Like
like,
that.
so use some of the tactics that religious folks use, like find people who are in dire trouble and then go and help them freely, then show them the way of how we were able to help you because we were following this cult of Hex. So join our cult. That's how things should be going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think that's wise words for
mm,
everyone.
uh,
Kool-Aid, what you doing, bro?
Yeah, every time you call me Lawrence Roland, I laugh. But doing good, man. How the fuck you doing?
Good, man. It's good to see you.
Yes,
I was
sir.
just wearing that. I was just working out in that shirt earlier today.
I actually had some connection issues, had to restart, and within that run amok, I decided, well, since there was a shirt issue, I figured I'd put it on.
Oh, right
And
on.
it's so nice. I almost feel like I understand the story on how it got lost at sea.
These ones didn't get lost at sea. These ones made it within 4 days. It was crazy.
It's always
crazy.
that one thing, man. It's that one time where you're like, well, it'll come back later.
Yeah.
But I believe the terminology or the phrasing is apophagy for when you go past ketosis into where it starts to eat your fat. And then after that is where it actually bridges in. The longest fast I did was 35 days.
35 freaking days. What are you, Jesus of Nazareth?
No. What you want to do is you want to do salt. So potassium chloride, sodium chloride. And if you want to add cayenne pepper to have a mental model like it's a michelada or a margarita, or I'm sorry, a Bloody Mary, you can do that.
Yeah. Tarnwig, no. My hot tub is leaking, and we're waiting for the warranty guys to come fix it. So I sat in the sauna instead. Just want to.
The sauna is actually even. You know what I like is a steam room on top of that, though, because then you get the eucalyptus oil.
That's the only thing I don't have. That's the only thing I don't have is a steam room.
They're fantastic. Saunas are great. Hot tubs are great, but having the steam room on top of that, some eucalyptus oil cleans out all the sinuses. And then you hop right into the sauna after that. Delicious.
Yeah.
Yash, Diraj, how the fuck you doing, buddy?
Yeah, thank you. Like, first I wanted to thank you for the kind words you said on the previous stream. I could not respond because of the internet, but yeah, I just wanted to point out, like, if I didn't know any better, then I would call it a tactic used by cults to onboard people. It's called love bombing. Uh, it's called, that means you
Love womping.
shower
Can I
the
clarify
person
that?
you are going to love. Yeah, so you
Okay.
shower the person you are going to onboard with a lot of love, like, oh, you are great, you are like so good looking, you are so intelligent, blah blah blah, and that's how they become more receptive to you. So, but I know I know where I stand and why people like me. Some do, some don't.
I love
But
you, bro.
I don't know
I
who would
love
not
you. I'm
love
glad
you.
you're
I
here.
mean, you are the not just Golden Mike, but like you came into this ecosystem and be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna learn English better." Like, oh god, it's the ugliest one.
With that shirt, the ugly Christmas sweater's got to go away before I'll bring him back up.
But no, Daraj, you are
Uh,
incredibly loved. You are one of the VIPs in the community. Don't worry about your connection when it happens. We just love to see you. And then the hoodless one appears.
Yeah, right.
What's up, everybody?
A wild SJ. So I got some alpha on this one. I haven't used it quite as much lately. I don't have one at home. They're a lot to deal with. I looked into it. I didn't really want to pay 10K for the setup and then have to deal with like a welding company to come in and update all my liquid nitrogen. But my chiropractor has one, and I was going literally like 5 days a week. So I would work out and then I'd take a shower. Or I'd sit in the hot tub, then I'd take a shower to cleanse all of the impurities out of my pores, and then I'd go to the cryo, and you would have it's crazy because it burns 800 calories 3 minutes in the cryo machine, burns 800 calories throughout the day. It's like running freaking 5 miles. It's the equivalent to running 5 miles. I was shredded back then too, and you are not sore the next day at all. It is amazing.
I'd be curious if you did one level on top of that, Ken, if you took the cryo and then had a chiropractic adjustment, because what the cryo will do is force and move around, especially if you go loose with a hot tub, right? You loosen up everything and then it freezes back around. So you're kind of like reseparating, refusing. And
he says it doesn't matter. He says it doesn't matter if you do the cryo before or after the adjustment, but it'll help keep you aligned after the adjustment so it doesn't re-fall back into the pattern it was in before. Whatever skeletal pattern your muscles pulled your muscle or your skeleton into, it'll actually keep it there. I'm one of those guys. So doing a cryo, and then he even recommended a massage after that too.
Sure.
So I don't know what kind of if you guys have ever done the cryo, but there's two things that happen when you go to cryo. You either are super like energized and like you're like a squirrel on caffeine like crypto Kool-Aid is all the time, or you want to go take a nap. And for some reason after the cryo, I just want to go take a nap.
I want to try the cryo thing. They have a bunch of them in my area.
And first, let me know. I'll go with you. I've been meaning to do it for a while, and I've got a degenerative back disease problem, so I need to address that very soon.
All right, for sure.
I just want to ride in your hoodless car because I'm going to give you shit about it forever. I just want to be in the ghost seat and go zoom.
It's not hoodless.
Wait, did you get a hood?
Yeah, like 6-7 months ago.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. The last time I saw the video, I just know you kept getting pulled over for it.
No, I never got pulled over for that.
Oh.
Yeah, no, they don't pull you over for not having a hood.
Oh, all right. Still going to give me shit for it forever. You can give me shit about the hostel forever.
Yeah.
They sure do pull you over if the hood comes off on the freeway, though.
Well, let's see what happened was.
You left something behind. I remember once I pulled into a Del Taco and a couple highway patrols started like harassing me. They're all, hey, you know, you got parts missing off your car, right? I was like,
You got sandbaked and fried.
Yeah.
Told him, yeah, I left him on the I-17. Can you go find it for me? I love this. Briz rocking his normal sweaters and got us fooled thinking it's a Christmas ugly sweater.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Unfortunately, I don't have any ugly sweaters, but I have this fucking awesome sweater.
That looked ugly compared to your gains unless you got in 10 years ago.
I did.
There you go.
I'm well aware, sir. I'm well aware.
Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Yeah, thanks, Toby, for throwing this out there. Guys, if you guys go sign up for the mailing list at the limited edition thos.com, limited edition thos.com, we've got a big reveal coming on Monday or Sunday for what that's going to look like. I'm going to be doing a stream with Toby and possibly Big K, depending on how good his service is, his reception is tomorrow night. And Grant, the one of the directors of the movie. He's got some deleted scenes. So join us here tomorrow, guys, if you guys want to see some deleted scenes that didn't make it to the movie.
I have a question, Kinetics. The highest of stakes memorabilia or the limited edition thing, would that be considered a security if they did work on the movie that made that collectible more valuable?
Collectible isn't a token because it's also not a coin. The collectible would actually be a memorabilia. Memorabilias are not profit on the work of others. They are merch.
There you go. It is merchandise. It is not paid. It is not. So Richard Hart, the Hex team, whatever that means, whatever people want to put, what moniker they want to put on that, and the Pulse team have never paid for any of the filming. The community, that was a crowdfunded effort along with the producers that made it happen. And so this is literally something that has nothing to do with tied to being a security. So, and you've seen documentaries and things of that come out about people who've done scandalous things that may have been considered securities, and they were not prosecuted. So no. Since
It also, Knipples use the term executive producer because a real producer is the timekeeper. You guys are executive producers.
Well, there's only 2 executive producers on this film, me and Rackham. So there are other producers, though.
Associate executive producers is what it's determined that to be them, because the producers themselves are the timekeepers. And if Big K is the timekeeper, shit. Just saying from my simple 14 years in the industry.
How many lazy FIB agents we got in here tonight?
I just want to say hello to all the SEC agents in here, and it's very nice.
They're welcome to watch because we've never been compensated. So yes, if you don't want to be an SEC attorney or a caseworker the rest of your career and you want to retire early, Hex may be the thing to look into. It's a good chance you SEC and FBI guys really are just calling Trevon James just to see how your sacrifice is doing. So because I know you guys all sacrificed.
I heard that this morning, and it seems like, man, they just have whoever that girl was, she just had no real knowledge of what's going on. She's like, hey,
I don't think she did.
She's all, didn't he promise really high returns?
Yeah,
Trey's
so
like, no.
Yeah, and he said the right thing there because there was no promise. All he said, all that Richard has ever said is, hey, there was a system that was designed. Ethereum did a 14,000x within 3 years. There's a chance. Why couldn't something that's designed better do just as well?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
It's the same thing as upgrading a car or making something that's a clone of a particular type of model of engine. You would assume that it would run in tandem with what you designed it on.
Yeah. If you built a car from scratch and you got 4 wheels and you put a V8 and you go, theoretically, this should be able to do 100 miles an hour. I don't know if it will, but theoretically it can. Other models have.
It was the same. Yeah, exactly. It was the same explanation. That's 100% what it was.
Yep.
So, Dorsey, yes, there is a place you can go to help with your financial future. It's called Meet Kevin, and he's lost in everything he's ever done in crypto, and then still has the gall to call Hex a secure or a Ponzi. So you can go follow that guy if your financial future is living on the street.
If I can just talk to Mango Junkie, he didn't get a letter, but supposedly they left a pamphlet on his door. And then they texted him or something, asked him to call them, and he called them. So
it's just so weird.
He also
my name is
it.
literally. It's just so weird. My name is literally on SEC filed documents for a Hex investment trust, and I've not got one bit of communication from them. It doesn't make any sense to me. If anyone should have gotten it, it should have been Hexo. Honestly. Who's streamed more days in this community than Hexo? No one. Literally no one. So, I don't know. It's I don't think it's suspicious because I've seen multiple letters now, and they're very much along the same lines. I've seen copies of emails. It is very much legit, but they're not worried about. It doesn't appear to me they're worried about Hex. I think the big thing is the promise of a product that hasn't been launched yet, even though it hasn't been promised. It was called a sacrifice for a reason, but I think there's too many people had the assumption that they were going to get something in return.
I have no problems with the SEC looking into it to see if it's a security, because I mean, how else do they know if it's a security unless they actually look into it? You can't be like, well, you know, some guys online told us it wasn't a security, so we're not going to look into it at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So I totally understand, you know, why they could be looking at it, but it doesn't bother me at all. And our thing is so freaking rock solid. We don't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it at all. There's legal opinion letters out there. Hex was very well launched. If there's any kind of complaint, as you said, Briz, they're just looking into it. It's going to be a nothing burger, and then Hex is going to be vindicated through all of this. So it's actually a good thing, I think, long term. We knew at some point if this was going to happen. Let's just get it out of the way, or let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let them go through their due diligence, and let's freaking get back to rocking to all new all-time highs.
Exactly. Validate us.
No, come. We already have the math, the history, the community, and everything else. That everyone has done all of these things with zero communication. Richard, zero. Like, I mean, there is talking of things, but like there was no compensation, there was no paid, there was no nothing. Everyone set up their streams. Everyone did their own things. Between Motley doing the race car, between you guys in the F1, between everything else, setting up the streams, kicking ass and taking names. Nobody. I mean, shit. Richard comes in and installs his own bidet. He doesn't need to fucking pay someone to do his own bidet. Yep. At the end of the day, none of us.
At the end of the day, bidet.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
At the end of the day, wash your bum with a bidet. Hey, Toby.
How's it going? My lighting is weird. My mic should be better, but my lighting is now strange.
That's right. Apparently, I have dark Sith. I have Sith eyes. So,
but you also drink water out of a glass bottle.
This isn't glass. This one's plastic. I got it.
Oh, look at you! I didn't know there was a ghetto Pre-A water.
I didn't either. I didn't think I was that cool. But yes, but exactly at the end of the bidet. You know,
that's good. That's
you know, I'm sorry, Dr. Durajamore, but I get a lot of schadenfreude watching these crypto guys cry when they get cleaned out after they keep calling us scammers. You know, when they say, well, for every one Charles Hoskinson, there's 100 RH scammers. Dude, this guy is such a fucking prick.
But the thing is, SEC is another form of extortion, mafia extortion kind of thing. Like they walk into your. I think Richard already used this example. The mafia walks into your store. Hey, pay us money for security, so that we can save you from ourselves. It's kind of that, but. If you are in crypto, remember ETH got an SEC letter, EOS got an SEC letter. Which one? XRP is still battling the file, like the suit is going on. All did pretty well in crypto. So if you are in Hex right now, I think it is kind of a bullish thing for Hex. The other thing was I saw a question in chat. I wanted to address it. Like somebody was asking, I think it was a rectangle suggestion for a good streaming setup. First of all, what kind of streaming you are going to do is very important. Like if you are going to be like me, just like I'm basically streaming from my laptop. But if you are going to stream finance, then you need a quite good setup, like a basic. I think the Shure SB something. I forgot the name. that mic is good,
SMB7.
then you need yeah. So and a basic cam would do. But the thing, yeah, if you are going to be YouTubing / gaming, then you need a good gaming PC, because people don't just watch you game, they see your whole setup. It has to be presentable, otherwise people just see, people want to watch what they don't have right now. Like if you are just playing on your video a mobile game on your old Android phone, nobody wants to watch that, because hey, I could be doing that anyways. It's kind of that mentality. So go get a yeah. And of course you have to see your budget constraint. I was thinking like a $2,000 laptop wouldn't make sense if you are not going to make money of it. So that's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I use
make sure
Alienware
it
because
is,
I didn't want to do a custom build. Sorry.
yeah, I'm using Dell, uh, so I can tell it is Dell. What the hell?
I don't know if you can read it here, but for the price, one of the best, hands down. My other angle camera isn't it quite as good as this one, but I also have a better lens on that one. But for the price, you can't beat the Sony 5100. This is a Sony 5100, guys. You guys should check it. Check one of these out. You'll have to do a little bit of setup to get it to run on movie mode and be able to stream with it, because it's made for making movies or still pictures. But this thing is amazing, guys. So when the Shure SMB7, I really like that. For the price, you can't beat the Sony A5100. If you really want to step it up, though, got a Sony ZV-E10, and it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. But I got a pretty high-end lens on that one. But these lenses, you can update.
Yep.
Pretty easily. So you can get a lot of good equipment.
Another little good tip I received from KG of Internet Money is that if you get one of these, what are these, SLR microphones, they have these inline amplifiers right here, and that really picks it up and makes it so your voice isn't so low. It gives it like 25 extra decibels, basically.
Fix it in post in real
Yeah,
time.
you can use. I like those inlines, like
live
you
stream,
have.
baby.
I like your inline because you have what, the dynamite stick? Is that what you have?
Yeah,
So you have the dynamite.
Yeah, dynamite. I saw Crypto Coffee had it, and I looked it up. I'm like,
yeah. I use a Cloud Microphones Cloud Lifter. And the Cloud Lifter, it's also an inline. It just doesn't go in at the top of the mic right here. And I really, really like this thing. It made all the difference in the world. Even using this high-end soundboard. Well, it's not super high-end, but
do you have an Elgato over there?
Yeah, it's a Go XLR.
Okay.
Is what I use for this. And this is the one that I can do that. So
nice.
Well, one of these days,
downside to it is I can't hear
transitions.
The only downside to it is I can't hear it because of the way I
just
have
wanted
set up
to
the
say.
Go ahead, Raj.
Sorry, I just wanted to say I'm not the best person to give streaming advice, but yeah, these are people around me who are great. Plus, the other thing is, if you invest in equipment, you will be more motivated to stream. Like, so yeah, don't cheap out on your streaming wear. Also, I would recommend Streamlabs over
And it's gone.
which helps
While
you
he's
out
frozen, if you need a light, don't do what Toby Wan is and using flat floodlights. You
I
just
think
get a
he
little.
amped his gain because it actually you can see the lights come out from the back end, so then that would actually amplify the whole thing.
You're muted, Toby.
The lights I have are actually good. It's just that I'm trying to figure out how to fucking freeze my aperture setting or something on my camera because it just keeps like dimming and then it'll go super bright again. so I'm not sure how to do that part. But the
All
lighting one I
right,
have is
guys,
actually
it's time
pretty
for you
useful.
guys to shape up or ship out. Get your affairs in order. Be real gentlemen. If not, you will be kicked off. We have the lovely Hexicans with us tonight.
Hi,
someone-
Hexman.
Hi guys. I heard someone say ghetto, so I
Oh.
thought I better
she's a-
fucking get in there.
She's a bigger degenerate than I am.
That's an honor, Briz, coming from you.
Talking shit with Briz. You're on episode 1, all right?
Yep.
my
Sign me up.
Episode 1.
You're the best, Hexquid.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I
She's
can't
alright.
figure out if are you using real makeup or is that a filter?
It's
That's
a
real makeup.
filter.
How is it?
I didn't have time for all that today.
The way the depth filter works when you turn your head is actually really good. Are you using
Yeah,
a
because I designed
camera?
it. Because I'm the Lord of Pixels. I am the
Well,
Lord of
I mean,
Pixels.
like, I'm sorry.
I will turn
Do
you into a
want me to
sock
fucking go
puppet,
in there
sir.
and paint it in real time? Sorry, I know why that works. It's called depth map. But are you using a what is it, Snapcam app or whatever it is?
Yeah.
It's really come a long, long way on
Me
how
too.
it can actually project and hold as far as you can. And then, oh god, there's Craig.
Oh God, that's Craig. Hi, Craig.
Hey,
Craig,
brother?
Randy, it's good to see you too. Thanks for joining us tonight.
hey, good to stop by. It's pretty late here.
Yeah, what time? Where are you at in the world?
UK, 4 a.m.
Ah,
It's business time, sir. It's good
Damn.
business time.
it's time to get up and get to work. I'm gonna find that one. There we go. I'm gonna be matching. So-
Are we on this? I haven't even bothered to do this shit yet.
Kinetics Quinn. There we go. Yep, that's right. You see it. You see it.
Every time
Yeah.
I try to
Hey,
use it, it doesn't
by the
work.
way, it's been a minute since you've been on here, Randy. What's new in the hood?
I've been so busy, but just with the bear market this week, I was like, oh God. I thought I'd stop by. It's always so late here as well. But it's just
Yeah,
been
man.
full on. I can't believe this week. I keep feeling so grateful and thankful. I just can't believe it.
Well, I'm just happy you have heat and electricity right now.
Where you at, Randy?
In the UK, yeah, the electricity's insane.
Oh,
Mhm.
geez.
Like one place I work at, they've just got a new electricity rate, and they've budgeted usually for 4,000 a month as a business, and it's 21,000 now.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
And that's a bar, like a bar, club, restaurant, like 4,000 to then 21,000. Like it's insane.
That is nuts. Wow. Wow.
But most people have a fixed rate now for 2 years, or like, so they literally just took the venue on a month ago. So they were just on the brand new rate. That's another thing with the mortgages, which I find really odd. I didn't realize you guys are on 30 years potentially fixed, aren't you?
For the mortgage, but that doesn't have anything to do with our utilities.
Our fixed rate mortgages, the longest is 5 years, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, most of two to five.
You can find banks doing 40 years right now. And
We don't
in
do
the
it
United
here. I've
States.
just never heard of it here, no.
Huh.
So that's one thing that's going to be interesting. I saw a chart of like when they're all ending, like an end state chart basically of the fixed rate.
Yeah.
So we're not following the Fed the same way. We're a few basis points behind, but I was thinking if we did keep up, like everyone would just be wrecked. Like no one could then renew their mortgage essentially. It wouldn't be the same. We'd have a very different effect than you guys.
Huh. So you guys does it become variable, or does it just the whole amount end up due at the end of the 5 years, and you just got to be proactive about
You just renew a
finding
fixed
new
rate.
5 year?
So yeah, you renew it every time. Yeah, or 2 to 5 is how the fixed rate works. Yeah, it's really weird.
Gotcha. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I was watching what's that guy that does the not Sam Bankman-Fried. Sam something. He does all the real estate investing over in the UK, and he's pretty successful. But
Samuel Leeds, is it?
Samuel Leeds. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
I know
that
the
is
guy.
it. Oh, we lost Raj, but we picked up another one. We picked up a Cosmic Cowboy.
There you are, buddy.
Yeah, what's up, Hexicans?
Howdy.
It's good to see you, bro.
How's it going?
Well, life is good. Oh, I'm glad he finally muted himself.
All right, you guys want to play a fun hex game?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's go around the circle and just say one thing that was absolutely fucking fantastic or wonderful that happened to you today.
I have to fly, so that fantastic thing was knowing you're going to be on here. I love you, Cowboy. Ken's putting you back into the basement with someone else. I'll be good. Love you guys.
Okay.
Thank
I'm
you,
next.
Kool-Aid. Good to see you.
I'm
All right, what about you, Kinetics?
I got to watch my daughter in a Veterans Day parade.
Wow, she was in the parade?
Yeah.
Nice.
That was fun.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I'll go next. I got to see a lot of people I detest crying on Twitter. Made me feel really happy.
I like it.
Mine was I got to be on Cabana's happy hour for the first time, so that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Awesome! Congratulations. Was it good dialogue?
Yeah, it was. I mean, they just kind of brought me on toward the tail end to talk about the Highest of Stakes documentary and the merch that's coming out this weekend. But still, it was fun and hung out in the green room and chatted for a while. So good group of guys. I mean, obviously, I've been interacting with them for years on Twitter and whatnot, but it was good to stream with them. And then they have their 100th stream coming up this coming Friday. So I think they're going to open it up to the community. So whoever wants can pop in, which should be great.
Nice. I know we're not allowed to talk about it, but I'll be on tomorrow, or I'll be watching. I'm excited about this news and this release of merch and all the fun stuff. We're finally, the doc is definitely, for anybody who doesn't know, it's important. Kool-Aid has some history in the entertainment industry, as I do as well. And making a movie is no small feat. I mean, especially a documentary. I can't tell you how many well-intentioned films and docs start off and have money and all the good stuff and just you never hear of it. They don't happen. It takes a really committed team with a vision who knows what they're doing. And especially with a story like this where there's a lot of different angles and a lot of different branches on the tree which could take it all over the place. So I would say just the fact that you guys have gotten where you are and this film is going to be released at some point is really amazing.
Hey, thanks, brother. We're pretty excited about it, aren't we, Toby?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a fun ride. Definitely learning a lot. Never imagined I'd be a movie producer, but I guess you throw enough money at something and open your mind a little, and then you get a cool title.
I mean, you realize that you can honestly say yeah, I did well in crypto, and now I'm producing movies.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely. Very proud of it.
Mr. Hollywood over here.
We've been spoiled, Toby and I, though, because not many people can say, yeah, we were producers on a 5-time Emmy award-winning film Cruise last production. So
wow, yeah.
You set the standard pretty high now.
Yeah, exactly right. Now I do like Jeff Ryan and Owen over at the Mooch for the First Name Films and the Mooch production. So we're working with those guys too because I really like what they're doing. Now they deal in scripted fictional stories, so it's totally a different ball game than the documentary.
I mean, look, it would not surprise me if down the road there is legitimately a narrative Richard Hart / Hex crypto film. It could totally happen. I mean, look at all the craziness that we've already experienced. I mean, if you just showed some of the parties, the London, and then you had all these supporting characters that are in the community, it could be fun. I mean, it'd take a good screenwriter to actually write a good script, but that could happen too.
Yeah, well, yeah, 100%.
I mean, just Twitter alone in the Hex community could be a reality TV series.
Oh
Yeah.
my
It's
goodness.
never short on drama for sure.
I don't
So,
want
for
Richard to
good or
have a
bad.
film. I want him to have a film studio.
Well, why does Richard have to have it? Why can't we as Hexicans build it? We've been talking about this for 3 years, having an actual film studio. Actually, I believe it was Johnny Chaos that brought it up. It was it was Johnny Chaos that brought it up in the early days, being a special effects master. We talked about it quite a bit.
Oh, it's a great idea. Speaking of which, wait, okay, we I do want to get everybody around the circle, but did you see a Wild SJ's van video? I was hoping you might post it.
A Wild SJ's what now video?
Oh, I guess she hasn't launched it yet, but just so I don't want to like spill the beans, but she's got a really cool community project, which is fun, and she's got like a video. So at some point when she, I guess, is inspired, she'll share it. But I told her, I was like, you got to get this to the syndicate and, you know, share it because people will be really excited. It's fun. It's just a fun thing she's got going on.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping to see it. Someone said I was tagged in a tweet earlier, but I didn't see what it was, so I'll try to look for it later.
What was your wonderful, fantastic thing, Hexicwen?
Me? It's Craig's turn.
Oh.
Man. Today you said?
Yeah, something that happened today because you know, like because we're all time locked, it's like the most important thing is what's going on in the moment.
Well, I had played the Powerball and I didn't win, but I got the little Powerball number right, so I got my $2 back. That's
so you did win.
Yeah, and I just want to say it's good to see all you guys, and I like that Briz is already, you know, getting in the holiday spirit. He's already been to an ugly sweater party, you know.
Yep.
So that's good. Here in the States, you know, we do Christmas early, but
we do Christmas.
It's
right
Friday,
after
and I
Halloween.
got the weekend off too, so that's a good thing. My life is boring.
Oh, poor Greg.
Yeah. I'm kind of like Lit. His life is awesome. My life is boring. I should do a channel.
You guys should do a channel where you bring down his energy.
I bring everybody down, and he has to bring everybody back up.
Pumps everybody back up. Yeah. Did you name something there, Hexicwen? Something that happened today?
No.
She put it on me to stall to give her more time, and she still hadn't done nothing.
No, but what happened today that was awesome for me? Christmas did come early, and I got some really sick shirts today.
Nice.
That is definitely a sick shirt.
That's the OG DS shirt. Isn't that like the original? The one that took forever, the one that we were hearing about in boxes and shipping crates, and you know, it's
canoes.
It's a great piece.
It's been intercepted.
Intercepted.
You guys I'll be nice to me. I'm just kidding.
Now when everybody reads her shirt, she's like, I'm up here. Hello. I'm up here.
I'm up here. My eyes are up here. Well, what happened to you today, Cosmic Cowboy?
Oh man, I've had a really excellent day. I would follow suit with you. I mean, for me, the number one thing was I had a really awesome conversation with my daughter, and just kind of having a nice chill conversation. And she's getting older, and so I feel like, you know, when kids get older, you have to like sort of shift your relationship every few years. You know, you can't just keep it the way it is, but she really inspires me and makes me happy. So that was definitely it.
That's cool, man. What about you, Mango Junkie? What happened to you today that was super cool?
What happened to me today that was really cool was I sprained my wrist at work, and it really
lame.
It gave me the inspiration of realizing what it was like having two hands as opposed to one. Yeah, that's what it was. And using my forearm and elbow to compensate for that lost hand. That's what I found out today.
You're still working at that Glory Hole factory?
Oh yeah. My jaw. Look at this jawline. Look at this jawline.
Who said that? That was weak.
We went there on my watch too.
You sick fuck.
Yeah, on my watch too.
Yeah. Hey, for the British guy, what like has there been like what kind of outrage has there been for like such an because gas prices and diesel prices right now in the U.S. are insane. Like, has there been any kind of like serious kind of pushback or crazy pushback from the public to your government about like that's like an exponential rise in price dealing with electricity prices?
Yeah, to be fair with that, we call it petrol. The gas, I think we always notoriously like so much more expensive than you on petrol anyway. And people were just not paying it. There was like viral videos of people putting the petrol in the car and then just driving off and saying, "I'm not paying that much."
Oh wow!
Like that was happening about 8 months ago, before all the energy sort of costs.
Yeah.
No
But,
take backsies.
Yeah, it's been pretty wild.
People are stealing weird things now too because of prices. At work, they're stealing the cans of air freshener out of the little auto air fresheners in the restrooms.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, the public restrooms, we'll go put them in, cleaning will put them in, and then like 2 days later, they'll all be gone. Somebody's taking them. So, you know, times are tough when you got a, stinky house and you got to steal air freshener from the doctor's office.
Are you sure people aren't just huffing those or something?
Yeah, for real, right?
I mean,
where's my brown paper bag?
It's like a vape. It's a new vape. I don't know. They just keep disappearing.
I've got a controversial question.
Okay.
Are you game? I invited a Hex hater who wants to say a few words. Can I just bring him in the studio?
That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
They're always
that's what this is for. That's why the FN Hangout was originally started, so that people who had their piece to say, good or bad, could come on this show and talk. So
all right. Well, I'm gonna go get him. His name is Curtis G. So I'm gonna leave, and when you see, I'll come back. I'm gonna bring him in, and
cool.
He can ask his questions.
That's cool, man. That's awesome.
Heck yeah, buddy.
Cool.
Hey, T-Bird, Mayo's gonna have a new round of those Diamond Fight T-shirts. So he's getting them. We're making them right now. They'll be over in Australia soon. Man.
Oh yeah, same thing with your the camo hats? Because I was on your website. That DS logo you have is actually pretty sweet. I was actually almost kind of confused at first. I wasn't sure if I was actually on your official website, because I never realized you guys actually had an official Discourse Syndicate logo.
Yeah, I mean it's always up in the top right-hand corner, but we do have several. I don't think I've uploaded any of the other variations, but the white one is the only other one we really ever use. If you go to our channel page on Discourse on YouTube,
weren't the shirts on a container ship coming over pre-COVID and just went around the Pacific for 18
I think
months
they were
hanging out in the bay.
They were
hung out in the bay
captured
forever.
And made into COVID masks.
Yes. Yes. So there are a lot of people walking around with DS COVID masks. So,
but didn't you have a camo? Was kind of camo trucker hats are coming or what?
So we can source those.
Okay.
Those we got. We weren't sourcing. So we're looking at manufacturing hats in Southeast Asia, but I'm not liking any of the designs they're coming up with.
All right.
I'm very particular about my hats. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I'm kind of a hat guy. So I like a certain shape. It's got to be. It can't be funky shaped in the back. It's got to be perfectly round in the back. It's got to be well built on the front. It's got to be a flex fit hat. I think it. No offense to all you guys who wear snapbacks and the leather strap tight 'em ups or whatever up, but sorry, wearing I don't know. I like flex fit. I think they look a lot nicer. Those snapbacks, I think, unless it's a flat brim hat, looks pretty fucking pathetic. In my opinion. But that's, I'm just very particular about my hats. That's
I look
all.
like I got a do-rag on now.
I'm offended
Yeah,
by
there you
your
go.
hat commentary.
That's okay. That's all right. It's not for everyone. And you know what? Some people look good at them. I just don't. So that's all there is to it. I just don't look good with a snapback hat unless it's a flat brim. So it works fine for a flat brim, but I'm actually more of a curved baseball fit myself.
Yeah.
I just always like that. It's just
What-
a lot sleeker looking. It doesn't I don't find myself accidentally knocking it on things when I'm turning my head. So
Do you ever
Yeah.
see those videos of the people authenticating like sneakers and they're smelling them and looking at them and stuff like that? I feel like you could do that with hats.
What kind of website was that?
I feel like Kinetics, you could do that with hats. You could be like, all right, let me check
I might
this
be able
out.
to. I'm going to start a whole nother channel just for validating hats.
Hell
When
yeah.
when did that whole thing when did that become a thing between flat brim and rounded? Because it was always
About 10 years ago. I can tell you right now.
Yeah, true. Hear me out though. But it was always originally just flat brimmed hats, and then you bent them. Like there was never this whole shit about like
it's always because somebody else sees other people wear it, they want to be different. If your dad wears a hat a certain way, you don't want to be called dad looking like how your dad wears hat or something. So it always changes.
I get it.
So we gotta guess, guys. We gotta guess. So
all right,
we gotta see what our
behave, Mango.
We gotta see what our Hex hater.
Can we get Daraj back in
what
here?
This gentleman has to say.
We need the golden mic. You can sing to the hater.
Is y'all a bunch of Hexicans?
You son of a
All
bitch.
right, now I'm sorry, but I got some news for y'all. Okay, this thing is a scam. All right, now I'm not trying to be offensive, but y'all is just a bunch of dumb, broke plebs. Okay,
RG3, is that you?
You need to be schooled. You need to be educated. And I'm here, now I respect that you're going to listen, that you'll have me on your stream, but y'all going to have, by the end of this, y'all going to leave this whole ecosystem, all right? Is
this Cosmic Crypto's cousin, Black Hole Crypto?
My name is Curtis G, and I've got my own stream, and this freaky Cosmic. He's we kind of mess with him, but I used him to get on here because otherwise I didn't know how to get on.
That's right, man. So what kind of trepidation?
Instead of the SEC, are you maybe looking for the GED stream?
Yeah, well, that might help. Now, first of all, y'all fearless leader Richard Hart, okay? Everybody seems to like this Richard Hart, and I got news for you, okay? I had some private investigators, some real detective work done. And I know it's going to break your hearts, all right? I know it's going to really rock the boat here, but I got news. I'm going to break it right here live.
What's Scooby-Doo say?
Hart isn't even this man's name. My investigators found out his last name is Schuler, okay? So if he's not even telling you his real name, how can you trust this crypto?
He would have got away with it if it wasn't for you pesky kids.
Yeah, thank God. I thought you were going to tell me you had a small pee-pee there, and I was looking worried.
My second concern is who is the OA, okay? and my third concern is everybody talks about a T-share. Now, I did my due diligence, and I know what a T-share is that 1 trillion of y'all have to share everything. So that's a T-share. Now, I don't even understand how that works.
It's a timeshare.
Anyway, yeah, exactly. It's a timeshare. And if y'all are interested, I can get you involved in that. So I just, that's my issues with this Hex. And now Pulse, well, I'll have to come back and do a little bit more research before we get into that. But, I'm about to go and hang out with some of these gentlemen from an exchange and see how we can fare a little better, because I hear that the exchange is where it's at.
Do these guys have 70s porn sideburns too? Or is that
Yes, indeed. I figured that I would put on my pirate garb here because I heard y'all was pirates.
Oh, that's
if only RG3 was here, he could explain what a T-share was.
I was thinking about getting
Maybe.
I was thinking about getting a parrot
Maybe
to sit on my shoulder when I'm on FN
I got
Hangout.
excited. I thought it was really someone coming in.
I know, me too.
Hold on, I'm having a schizophrenic fit. Ah!
He's melting
What?
faces off.
It was
Sorry,
you the whole
I
Hex
time.
melts faces.
I
That's
thought
for
the
sure.
Friday night hangout needed a little comic relief.
Bravo,
Very
bravo.
little.
Love
Yeah.
Very little.
Banissimo.
Oh my gosh! I mean,
I tell you what.
the tragedy is how many streams have we actually had to listen to nonsense like that?
Yeah. It's fun. It's funny when you say it like that too. It's like because it's like I like for the longest time I stopped a while ago, but I was for the longest time I was actually going after a lot of people on Twitter and legitimately asking them is like after what amount of time the Hex has been up and running with no problems forever, like after what point would you consider Hex not a scam? And I've never ever out of hundreds of comments I've it's less than 1,000. I'm not going to say fucking thousands or whatever, but I've commented and on people's posts hundreds of times, after what amount of time would you consider not Hex a scam? And not ever once has anyone ever answered me like honestly, like
Yeah,
It's talking
unfortunately,
points.
the reality is for most people, and this is one thing that I totally admire about Richard. He's always promoted it from the very beginning. Is he said you need to have basically an open mind as you evolve in life. Like he was perhaps you could say Bitcoin maxi, or at least he was really into it. And
he
then
was, yeah, he said he was,
as
yeah.
technology shifted, but he was open. Is there something better, or is this? But most people are not like that. Most people get obsessed with their point of view, and then it's almost like they're afraid to let go of it. And it doesn't matter if the whole community becomes multimillionaires and the SEC gives us a thumbs up. It won't matter what happens. There's going to be a large crowd that will just always stick their heels into the ground and not be willing to shift. But
Well, you can tell too when you hear someone's their version of what they think of Hex, and all they're doing is regurgitating, repeating stuff they've read. They've not done any research on it. They just heard other people talk about it and they just repeat it. And when you hear those same talking points from people, already they have not taken any time to actually figure it out themselves. They're just repeating what they hear because it's easier to go with the herd.
Yeah, and the other thing is how many other projects that the vast majority of the crypto community totally buy into, don't question, they just go along with it. And how many of them are just going to be revealed to be corrupt and all of that. It's just it's really weird. I mean, the way I think of it, I've always said this, is like, I know it's odd, but I feel like it's like high school. And in high school you always had the like popular, the class president and the jocks, and then there was like the kind of quote unquote weirdos. And for whatever reason, now if you actually gave them the time of day, in a lot of cases they're really amazing people. They're really interesting, they're often really intelligent, they're sometimes even spread apart, they're not always like unified. But that, I feel like that's the Hex community, like in crypto, because we're the ones that kind of look outside the lines and live life on our own terms. We're free people and we're free-minded, and it's why this community is so unique. It's every other community doesn't have what this community has, because once you
we're
get outside
the cool
of the coins,
kids. Everyone else are the freaks and geeks.
You took my line. Damn it.
Remember last year when ETH prices skyrocketed, all these NFT platforms were coming out, dropping NFTs left and right. People were paying thousands and thousands of dollars for some random animal with a different hat or a different color accessory or something. And I know people that have lost thousands of dollars, like even on Cardano, trying to jump in on some of these NFTs, and then they paid for them and nobody wants them. They can't sell them. They can't do anything with them. So people act like Hex is a scam or whatever. But you know what? If you bought Hex when it was a penny, you're still up. You're still on a 3x, even if you didn't stake it. How many
and
other cryptos can you say that for right now that are out there?
you know,
that was my comment earlier on all the bullshit that went down with Sam Bankman-Fried. Had he just taken that money that he had used inappropriately from his investors and put it in Hex, we wouldn't even know there was a problem. He would be up right now, and he'd still have his billions, and they would be solvent. So it's
he'd have a lot of timeshares too.
Yeah. Yep. So did you guys hear the rumor that that actually Richard was in talks with the deal down in Miami, the stadium, the FTX stadium?
No way.
Step in and take that over with Red Bull. I saw that on Twitter today. I'm sure it's true.
Wow.
For some
so it's the Richard Hart Red Bull Stadium. I guess he's got a 40-year deal, the FTX guy. So I mean, what's going to happen to that? So I mean, how perfect would it be for a Florida boy, Richard Schuler, to hop in there and make good for his home state, right?
Hex.com
have the Red Bull Stadium,
Pulse Chain Stadium,
right?
Highest of stadiums.
Toby, your set's falling in on you.
I'm falling apart, dude. I'm telling you. I finally got my mic halfway situated. I learned how to adjust the volume finally, and it's not as crackly as it once was because I've got earbuds. And then I got some lighting going today, and then I figured out how to lock the aperture on the camera while we're on stream.
Where
So I'm
they
learning
said they
things.
were taking down the FTX sign off the stadium.
Oh, already?
I saw the tweet.
Damn.
It was just a picture of the top of the building with. It looked like
You
it
know,
just had the
I
F
know
in
The
it.
T and the X were
like,
gone. The F was the only thing on
Wehrmacht?
there still.
Yeah.
Was it in World War II? Was it the Wehrmacht where they blew up the Nazi symbol on the top of their capital? It's like a famous old WW2 documentary clip. So
Richard said he's putting the F back in NFT, right? So maybe he's going to leave the F on the sign.
FT Hex. It'd just be really easy. Just squeeze an
Fungible
H and an
stadium.
E in there. FT Hex Stadium.
Well,
So-
I feel bad about. I mean, the whole situation is. I don't know. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad for crypto in some ways. I mean, although you got to trust that it's meant to be, and kind of like Kinetics was saying, like everything's gonna have to get flushed out, and so it's all sort of just it's all gonna happen now. So I'm also, I know it's really controversial, but my judgment by no stretch is out. On SPF. I mean. Clearly, he fucked up royally, and it sounds like and he's going to pay for it. But I know it's really controversial, but I'm not convinced that he doesn't have a good heart and have altruistic intentions. I think it's a classic case of like where somewhere it got
case that Ponzi's don't work.
Or you can take it to the whole conspiracy route and say he was propped up by the government. I mean, hell,
I've heard that too. You mean like a patsy? Like a patsy?
No,
Like a
no, propped
Zuckerberg.
up by the government to do this, to play out.
Okay, you
this
guys. All right,
thing.
you guys want to see
Conspiracy
some.
theory rabbit holes.
So I was gonna leave this up to Rags. If Rags is still in there, I apologize for breaking this here. I sent a bunch of stuff to Rags, and it was dropped in the Cutthroats room by my buddy Jay, my buddy out in Bali. He did a lot of work. He dug in yesterday to find out who the Sam Bankman-Fried guy really is. So it turns out this is spot on. The whole family has deep ties in democratic pools and the World Economic Forum. He says there has to be a movie done after this. So let's see if I can. I'm just going to read it to you guys. So Linda Freely. Anyway, she has to do with human enhancement, and she's part of the World Economic Forum. Joseph Bankman is his dad. He plays a role of he helped with consumption tax and the role of tax in the structure of Silicon Valley startups, how the government might control the use of tax shelters, and has testified before Congress and other legislative bodies on tax compliance problems posed by the cash economy, because there's such a huge problem posed by the cash economy. He's through social psychology might be able to effort to reduce tax evasion. and his mom was a distributive justice in the areas of tax policy, property theory, and political theory. And so mom and dad noticed the repetition of tax policy and stopping tax evasion, yet their son was running an international crypto exchange in the Bahamas, which is a hotspot for tax evasion. Makes you wonder what they're going to do with all the data. Did you know Alameda CEO at Carolyn Capital's dad, Glenn Ellison, is the department head of economics at MIT? And prior to getting appointed to the SEC, at Gary Gensler was a professor for the practice of global economics of management at MIT. So essentially, Gary and Glenn are besties. So ties that Gensler is friends with the weirdo Caroline
And
from
Glenn, his daughter, is that weird looking chick.
Caroline.
That is,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what's his name's SBF's girlfriend and
The one that doesn't
CEO.
believe in stop losses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I might have.
Or advanced
So
math.
his
I might have been
brother.
onto something after all.
So Sam's brother, Gabriel Bankman-Fried, is a former White House legislative correspondent and now director of Guarding Against Pandemics, is his title. And we also know that thanks to the donations, what was it? He was the 5th largest donor at $36 million donated to the Democrat Party.
And his mom is a big fundraiser for the Democrats.
She did fund. I can't remember what the organization she ran, but she was a big proponent and activist and fundraiser for the Democratic Party. So check this out, and I think he's right. I think he's spot on with this. So what if they made up the whole Wonder Boy story just to put him in position to extract max data on tax evaders and U.S. enemies? Because clearly this kid was an idiot who didn't know how to run a fund at all. Yet this was part of his supposed super skill. Yeah, his parents, you got to remember, his parents are all about finding out tax evasion. And what better than to put someone in crypto where they think there's a lot of tax evasion, which I don't think there's nearly as much as they think there is. But and then right on time, they're going to try to pass the Digital Commodities Consumer Protection Act regardless. So FTX goes down, and all of a sudden they're pushing for a Digital Commodities Consumer Protection Act. And it just doesn't pass the smell test, guys, is all I'm saying here.
Doesn't.
Right.
Yeah,
So
just bring it back. His mom was she founded the organization Mind the Gap, Get Out the Vote, and Center for Voter Information.
Yeah. Interesting. So the Ryan Miller is also the general counsel at FTX US, one of the lawyers. He was also a Commodity Futures Trading Commission attorney and legal counsel to Chairman Gary Gensler at the CFTC. Nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here.
Right. Wow.
So
the scary thing, if you don't want to be conspiratorial in that regard, then in this sense, it was the most regulated, most in bed side of crypto that could be. So any push for regulation is counterintuitive to actually being productive within crypto to actually save people or help people, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Wow. Do you have a link to that article or story, or is that just information he shared with you? Like,
I posted
screenshots.
I posted a link that has a lot of good information.
You know who we got to hear from? We got to hear from Thothchild. He's usually deep into the, kind of what's going on under the scenes and all of that. Like I'd like to hear.
He's very much a woo-woo conspiratorial man. That is for sure.
Right.
We got to hear his take.
Typically, but this seems. It's funny because it's like I didn't even see that in discourse in the Cutthroats chat, but it's like just intuitively it felt like this guy's such a dipshit. Could this possibly be a thing where they just put him in that role? 3 years, they blow it up. They're all connected to make it play out a certain way, and knew that this would be the end game, in such a way that they could try to bring down crypto, and then they could bring it back the way they want it, So
Scary stuff.
Crazier shit's happened.
That's what I think that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're going to try and do for sure. I mean, that's whether it was accidental on purpose.
You know how sometimes when you look at like Mark Zuckerberg, you look into his eyes and you think, man, I think the CIA broke his mind at one point.
Yeah,
I kind of
right.
think maybe SBF has already had his mind broken by those guys. And
I don't know if there was a mind to break. He seems pretty.
Well, everything else
goofy.
we deal with, like here in the States, they have an agenda and they want to force it. Even like the tax breaks, if you have to do all the solar panel, all that stuff to get the tax breaks, instead of giving everybody a tax break, it's like every time they have an agenda, like the CBDCs or whatever these government cryptocurrency they want. It's
Any
almost
kind
like
of government initiative, any kind of government
it's like
initiative.
they're going to break what we're trying to do legitimately to push their crap. You know, it seems like everything their agenda they want,
you got to be careful with those gummies, those CBDC gummies, and they will fuck you up if you're not paying attention.
Now, what's
to
the stupid acronym for the coins? Whatever.
It's CBDC.
Yeah, you got it right.
Maybe I need some of them
dosage.
gummies.
Don't eat too many of the CBDCs. You'll be buried in your couch.
Speaking of
Sounds
CBD
like a
gummies,
Tuesday night.
Kinetics, congratulations and thank you. Colorado becoming the very first state to legalize psilocybin in like certain medicinal capacities.
Yeah, but there's some shitty sides to that law. But anyway, I won't.
What
get
about
into
Oregon
that,
though?
but-
Isn't Oregon 100% legal though?
Is Oregon too? Maybe that one
I'm
already
pretty
happened.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Good.
I love the way
Kinetics,
Mango
can
says
you
Oregon.
send me some shrooms?
Oregon. He's an Oregon donor.
No, absolutely not. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I love
Oregon's 100% recreational for all drugs.
Huh.
Recreational heroin?
Yeah, either that
Actually-
or just for like the legal nomenclature, it's decriminalized. So there's a difference between decriminalized and recreational. So I'm pretty sure Oregon decriminalized.
We have to have a serious discussion here, guys. Is it Oregon or Oregon?
It's Oregon.
Yeah, it's Oregon. It's Oregon. Sorry.
Oregon.
Sorry, Sandy.
Is anybody here? Is
Oregon
anybody
donor.
here from there? Is anybody here from there?
No, I'm from Jersey.
Crypto Compassion's from there. We should ask him.
Yeah.
So years ago, did we play the Oregon Trail or Oregon Trail?
The Oregon Trail, because everybody's organs
Oregon
failed on
Trail.
that trip.
Yeah,
right.
I always
Dysentery.
take too many
Dysentery.
bullets and I shot everything, and I had plenty of food, but I died of everything else, not having enough of everything else.
Yeah, I'd like to get some people's views on this panel. Is for what how do they feel, and what they think. Specifically talking about America, what freedom should be in America compared to the rest of the world, because for comparison, America still has pretty much the most freedoms throughout the world, dealing with every aspect of life. And it's almost kind of like where do you want to see America go dealing with law? Because law is only encroaching on the freedoms of people. And that's not even just to say Americans, but just people in general. And other outside of our country, those laws are pretty much already in place, especially dealing with freedom of speech. And just for instance, like in UK and Europe, pretty much as a whole, as far as I know, as my knowledge goes, just as an instance, you can get sent to jail, you can get arrested and put in jail for saying words. You know what I mean? So it's like what we're dealing with here, it goes beyond something like unparalleled that we've ever been, used to or seen in our history, to where you can go to jail for words. Besides from talking about like colonialism in like the 1700s and in 1600s in America, but people are going to jail for words in the UK.
Didn't somebody recently get shot for being on their phone in their car?
Well, in America, people get shot all the time. Like we have tons of guns. That's
literally. I think he was on his
America.
phone in his car.
That's just a Thursday
She
night.
got shot.
But you got to remember, like
By the police.
90% of those people like totally deserved it.
It's fucked up.
It sounds bad, but there is a level
It
of
does
truth
sound
to
bad,
what
yes.
Briz is saying. I'm not gonna lie. Usually, the people that are suspected of these things and get a gun drawn on them have done a heinous criminal act prior to having a gun drawn on them.
Sounds terrible, but
sorry.
true.
The statistics are that people that get shot especially by police, typically had just recently committed some kind of crime. So,
yes, it sounds terrible, but is very true. Yes.
And to be honest, the police here, like, dare I say it, they're kind of like cucks. I've seen them being sworn at and like just abused, and they'll just walk on by and just be like, oh, like they're pretty like
nobody's
friendly
worse.
here.
Nobody's worse, in my opinion, than watching the Australian cops take all the liberties.
Dude,
man, that was crazy during the pandemic. That was crazy, like Gestapo style.
Yeah, and
everybody.
I push. Yeah, like I'm kind like I push back on a lot of that kind of stuff too. It's like, well, let me explain. It's like, I've been arrested a lot, but
that's
like
good to know, Mango Junkie. Thank you.
But I'm not a felon or anything though.
No, tell me no.
He's a junkie.
No. But I'm not anti-police at all, because I've been arrested so much to where I've had the vast majority of times I've been arrested have been positive, and I've only had a handful of times where it's been negative. Like I've been beat up by the cops twice, and it was uncalled for. Once you can say it was kind of questionable, you know what I mean? But once was definitely uncalled for. The other one was definitely kind of like 50-50. I don't really remember it too good, you know what I mean? So the reason for police beating up people is kind of like, but the shit I'm seeing in Australia is totally like crazy. But again, we're not there though, so it's like the stuff you see on the internet, like you can only take it, as a grain of salt, because those are just little instances picked out of time that we're actually looking at. Like, you know what I mean? If that makes sense or not.
Yeah, a lot of these things are anomalies that go viral or that another country sees. Like,
all right, wait. So I think we should, because it's almost over. We should take like 10 seconds to 30 seconds of silence, because it is Veterans Day, talking about freedom and honoring our veterans. Are you guys up for just a little bit of silence to honor the everybody who served? Because I've got a lot of family members that have, and I'd like to just give them a little credit. And it's also, talk about a little woo-woo, if we're going to be silent, it's also 11/11. So this is like astrologically, supposedly a really amazing day to like manifest what you want. So I'm going to be honoring silence, and then at the tail end, I'm going to be like visualizing Hex at $1.
Okay. Getting awkward now, bro.
Yeah, here we go. Moment silence. Good.
We need to just lost a lot of people. Anybody that was just here, there, people are like, wait, what's wrong? My phone is messed up.
No. Yeah, for those veterans, man, it's something serious, dude. It's like, I've had a ton of Marine buddies and even Navy guys who are actually in combat, and a lot of them were really fucked up, and a lot of them were not. And because they're crazy fucks to begin with. So they were fine through it all. And even my uncles, most of my uncles served in Vietnam, and they're all still alive too. And when like 9/11 happened, like 3 of them were iron workers in Jersey City, and they were right across the river when the planes hit the towers. So all the hologram bullshit, I'll tell you, it's not real. Like even though I love all the conspiracy bullshit about the Twin Towers, because I do believe, that we did actually, kill our own people, is that those affected real lives. And like my uncles were on top of like buildings in Jersey City, right across the river, and watched the planes hit the buildings. And we're all humans, right? And I think that's like the sickest part of it all is that we're all humans, and it just seems like there's no hope for humanity. It's like no matter how good of a heart you have, no matter how much you want peace in the world, it just ain't gonna fucking happen. So if you believe in God, that's great, because there ain't no hope. So keep praying. Believe me.
Well,
There's always hope. There's always hope.
I've got a
There ain't no hope.
counterpoint.
There ain't no hope.
The world, I don't argue. I agree. The world, it's a world of duality. It's a material world, and you could argue that it's not meant to be ultimately, or at least for a while, to get to a point where it's legitimately peaceful might take, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of years. We've been at it for a little while, but not that long. But here's the inspiration. The inspiration is it is possible to experience peace within ourselves.
Yeah.
And that is as real as, like, I don't even know what world peace would look like. You go out and you see everybody and they're skipping and happy. I mean, I guess that's like the utopian thing.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
Yeah, whatever the world is doing, we have the power in ourselves to experience, I think, all the good stuff we've heard of. And I think that the more we do that, the more, the better life is for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. 100%. 100%.
All right, guys, I got to get going. I'm going to actually go to a car show right now.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yo, what do you got in your Civic? What do you got in your Civic? What's under the hood? Or actually, what's in the engine? Since you don't have what's in the compartment?
9 a.m.
It's an IS 300 Lexus, but it has a 6-liter Chevy V8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a car show at 9 p.m. to 11 p.m.
So you didn't think that the straight 6 was better than the V8?
The straight 6 is not better than the V8.
What? The 2JZ? So you don't think the 2JZ is better than the V8?
No.
Really?
No.
Interesting.
I have an LS1.
All right. So what? It's just NA, no turbo, just naturally aspirated.
Correct. But it's a big old American V8. It makes all the power. It's cheap, reliable, and
less vibration with the 2JZ. Less vibration.
There's no difference in vibration.
Yes, there is. Yes,
no, there's not.
Don't talk to
the
me.
LS1 doesn't vibrate more. But I'm sorry, go.
No, I'm saying this naturally it does because it's a straight 6. It's just up and down. It ain't diagonal.
I see maybe what you're saying, but
you haven't seen the way Briz drives yet.
No, I see what he drives. I see what he drives.
LS1 vibrations. Excuse me. But so I'm taking over to a car show in Orange County right now, and I met a dude at the car wash today.
Oh, that's cute.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So how long have you guys been dating? Today?
About 12
Did he get you
hours.
That sweater?
We exchanged phone numbers, and
did it turn into a bit of a music video? Against the.
He
was washing his IS 300, and I rolled
the
up
Bitcoin out of your. Oh.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, you want to go to a car show tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Those IS 300s are really nice. So they're really sexy. I like them a lot.
They're pretty cool.
Oh, they're nice. They're really nice. Yeah, they're real nice.
Briz is living proof that there is love to be found out there, guys. So keep on looking.
God bless you.
Keep on looking.
We can all make friends in this bear market.
It is true.
Just don't talk about crypto to them.
That's right.
All right, gentlemen.
Sports
and
That's
lady.
fun, man. Good to see you, Briz.
See you,
Briz.
I hope he wears that jumper there as well.
I got a bust to move too. Really amazing seeing all of you, and I'm excited for the highest of stakes shindig tomorrow and all that. And until the next adventure.
See you, Cosmic.
Good seeing you, brother.
Take care, Cosmic. Great to see you.
Hexicans.
Take care, bud.
So
much going on tomorrow.
So what's going on
He
tomorrow?
was super nice. I met him in Vegas, and he was very, very, very nice man. Even with the pink mohawk, very, very nice.
So what's happening tomorrow?
We're doing a live stream. Kinetics and I, and possibly Big K and RG is going to be there, I think, and then Grant from Highest of Stakes to discuss the pending release of our marketing merchandise to help get more eyeballs and ear holes on the Highest of Stakes video or movie. And
yeah. What's your role with the whole film, Toby? Because you've been freaking like hinting at like you're like the guy in the film, like dealing with what's your role?
I'm far from the guy. There's two kinds of producers in filmmaking. There's producers that are actually doing the role of producing the film, and then there's an honorary title of producer or executive producer, which effectively means you have invested. We're kind of a little bit of both because we've all been consulted along the way. I only came on board with the project in June, so those guys had already been kind of going through those processes, and I'm sure Connects could tell you more about that. And, when I came on board, I got to see some early cuts of the film and have input as to, what I thought about certain things, story arcs and whatnot. And it's been a great experience, So basically the idea is that, we're not going for the top dollar and as you normally would try to do in making any kind of project, but it's all about eyeballs. So hopefully we're going to get the most eyeballs possible. Ideally, we would break even on the deal. That would be nice, but if it costs us a little bit of money to make sure this thing gets out there, I think the pumpamentals of it all will make us more than whole. So that's kind of why I stepped up, and I'm assuming that's why Kinetics and the rest of the guys did as well, because they saw the greater good in kind of taking one for the team.
Huge thank you to all of you that have put the time in and not got paid everything. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, dude.
Everyone else has done amazing work. It is greatly appreciated.
Hell yeah!
Thanks, man. It's like it was a challenge because it's like I'm addicted to T-shares, and I'm always buying. And when I retired, I had a nice little nest egg in the summer, and I think I spoke about that too much publicly. So Pat knew where to go. So he came to me and knew I wouldn't have to sell any Hex to be participate in the project, and here we are. So it's been really fun working with Kinetics and RG and all the guys, and Grant and Pat, of course, and Caitlin, the PR person. And we've come up with some really good stuff, I think, that everyone's going to be really excited about. That's going to get people talking and get it out there across socials. And I think it's really going to help pump up the viewership of the film. And then ultimately Hex would be my hope.
Yeah, 100%. So when we started this journey, we sat down in a really nice steakhouse, me, Big K, RG, two directors. We sat down together and we said, if we're going to move forward, what would be the end goal of this? You guys want to try to maximize profit of this thing, or you guys want to maximize eyeballs? We said, a way bigger payout for us if we maximize eyeballs. That's what we want. We want to save people. We want, in the spirit of Richard Hart and self-help videos and books, we want to save people from themselves. So let's get this in front of as many eyes as possible. So before we ever even decided that this is going to happen, or any contracts were signed, before we started coming to the community for any kind of donations and crowdfunding, it was always at the forefront that this was going to be to reach the massive number of audience members so that we could have an actual positive effect for Hex going forward. And then thank goodness for Toby Wan. So as you guys saw, all of those donations quickly dropped down in value. What had once been almost $5 million raised by the community wasn't worth $5 million anymore. So to get this thing finished, and we had enough to get it finished, but Toby, I want to give him props. Toby really deserves this, guys. And so if you guys will give him a golf clap round of applause for this.
Here we go.
I want you guys to all know Toby here stepped in when we needed a marketing budget to go after the Academy Awards. So it's because of this gentleman right now, we have a PR campaign to put us in front of the big award shows. Yep. So thank you so much, Toby.
Nice.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Honored to have the opportunity for sure. So it's going to be exciting, man. It's like I'm sure Connect feels the same way, but it's like we've had Ross,
I
thanks,
know.
great job. My troll,
I
my
saw
personal
that. I
troll
was
says
like,
great
it's
job.
the first nice
Somebody
thing I've ever
screen
seen him
grab
say about you.
You're a troll too.
Please, oh my
Holy
lord!
shit!
It's like,
He trolls
wow.
me too.
Thanks, Ross.
I don't like
Thanks,
it.
Ross. But it's like we've been, I've been going crazy, man. It's like I've so much wanted to talk about it and share with people like what I've seen and heard. And we can only talk about it amongst ourselves. It's like this part of the process. So it's like it's so nice to be this close to where now everyone's gonna have like another big chunk of like what's been going on. Of course, the movie's a little ways from being publicly released, but when that day comes, then that's gonna be even crazier, because
Yeah.
then everyone's gonna be it's gonna be nuts. I mean, there's gonna be I just can't even. I can't
It's
even.
surreal.
Can't even.
I don't even know.
Nice.
It's surreal.
Exciting.
Yeah. And then I haven't. Kinetics, you may have seen it with the new soundtrack on it, but I saw it with the preliminary soundtrack, and I thought it was great. I saw the final cut with like that secondary soundtrack, but with the orchestral soundtrack. I mean, guys, how like movie scenes, like think about like that opening scene from Saving Private Ryan, like how much music will move you through a scene, of emotions, whether it's joy or sorrow or whatever. So I can't imagine like with that score behind what they've put together, it's just gonna make it. I mean, I was already freaking out, and with that, I would just lose it. But have you seen a cut with that over top?
I haven't
of it
got to
yet?
see it. No, I've got to see some clips, obviously, of some of the orchestral music, but I haven't been able to see. The orchestra wasn't done by the time we did the premiere for RG and I, so unfortunately, that wasn't.
Can I
an
ask a
option
question
for
about
us.
it?
That had to be a super cool experience too for you guys to be able to see that in a theater.
Yeah.
That was super
Dude,
neat.
it was
So,
super cool, especially the what is the name of that theater? It used to be the old, I can't remember what it is. It's down in Riverside. I can't remember the name of it, but it was quite an experience, especially since they had the banner out front. They had the actual marquee sign come up. So it was more of RG's moment because he's such a big role in it that I just kind of stepped back and let him and he had his family and some really close friends with him, and I got to meet some of his really close friends, really, really cool guys, and his family's just absolutely, they're all dolls, they're all sweethearts. And so I just kind of took the pictures of him with looking up at the marquee and stuff and kind of let it be his moment. So I'm excited to be part of it, but I think there's people that put a hell of a lot more effort into it than I did. I do credit myself, and maybe I shouldn't at all, but I was working hard behind the scenes at the very beginning, and so I credit like
it. I mean, take the credit, bro. It's like you spearheaded this thing and helped put everything together from the jump. So I mean, you definitely have earned that title.
Well, thanks, brother. I appreciate that. I'm just glad it's we're about to cross the finish line on this thing, and it's surreal. It's almost like because we've been working on it for over a year. It's almost like part of it is it's almost like you get, when you're in the same environment every day and people are like, man, you live in such a beautiful place. And you're like, whatever. It's kind of become that. But at the same time, it's like, wait, this is a big deal. I can't believe like we're there. We're like ready to drag this thing across the finish line. So yeah, we'll see how everything goes. We got some really good news on the sales side today, but God, there's so much I want to say.
We'll get out of you. We'll get out of you.
Don't do it, man. I'm on stream with you. I'll get blamed too. So
I know, right? Well, it's not that I'm going to give anything away. It's just that there's we were hoping some pieces would come together, and everything is great. So
did you go back and forth like a few times thinking, oh, should it go this way there, and then like, you know what I mean, where you just watch it like 1,000 times how it could play out as a slightly different scene, and like to the point where you're just your brain has seen it all 1,000 times. Like
Toby, I'm pretty confident that Pat probably showed you a bunch of stuff too, but we saw clips upon clips upon clips, and they were so good, and they didn't even make the movie. So that's how good this movie is like stuff that you thought was like, man, this is golden, didn't even make the movie.
Wow.
I mean, the editing was remarkable. The way that they picked and chose pieces of footage that they had to put together the story arc through the whole thing, I thought was really, really, really slick. It's like, and like I don't know if, I guess for me it was like the second to last version that I saw. I don't know if that's the same for you guys, but when I saw that, I was like, oh wait, because like the third to last version I liked better. And it's like, oh no, it's like, what happened? It's like, you're going this other way. What the fuck? And I was a little disappointed because that's like, I really like that third to last cut better. And then I almost feel like Pat did it on purpose, because then when he showed us like the final cut, it was so much better than anything else that we had seen so far. It almost like lowered your expectations to then blow your mind. So that was a neat kind of ride, because it's like I was really struggling. Like, dude, we can't wrap the fucking film up that way. It's like, what are you doing, bro? And where did this go? Why did you cut that out? And what's this person fucking doing in it now? And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, final version. It's like goosebumps, laughing, almost crying at one point. It's like, it's great. It's great, man. It's like, it's got it all. I mean, I mean, obviously I've got a vested interest in like this being a successful thing, because I think it, does huge things for Hex. And, obviously I'm a huge proponent of that. I'm even wearing one of my Hex merch t-shirts here. And, but it's serious. I mean, like my fiance, they had to have her sign an NDA because she got to watch one of the cuts of the film, because they wanted a perspective of someone in her age and her demographic. So they agreed to let that happen if she signed off. So she did. And first it was just like the actual trailer, like not the stuff that you guys have seen, but like the real final cut trailer. And she was like, oh, hell yeah. She was like, if that came across my screen on Netflix, I would totally want to watch that. I mean, that's a fucking shit show. It's like, that looks like this crazy shit happening. I need to see that. And then she watched it and she was along for the ride, man. And she had some really good input and as well, which was different than my own, which was nice to see. And so that's been fun. But
how long is it?
Yeah, I mean,
how long is it?
Almost 2 hours.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good length. It's not too long.
Hour and a half
like
bullshit. I want 2 hours.
Yeah. There's tons of other footage, I mean, that's, we can talk about that later, but it's like there's some cool stuff coming this weekend. Let's just say that.
Is there like enough education? Is there any like, would you end up watching it and know what a t-shirt was? Like, does it talk about Hex specifically?
No.
Like, sometimes I've seen some documentaries where they have this sort of like animation explaining sort of like.
It gets you interested.
So I will say this, because we didn't go this way. I reached out to a couple Hexicans. We were looking to possibly raise an additional $1 million. It was about the time that Toby came on. And it was just because we were tempted to do like a giant, like very theatrical, Big Short explainer. You know how the girl in the bathtub, naked, hot chick, naked in the bathtub.
Is that from Wolf of Wall Street sort of thing? Was it?
No, from The Big Short. So they do like a very take a very complex topic.
Short. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Was it?
Yeah, they break it down to something very simply, and we were going to do some of that, explaining how a blockchain actually works. And there was a lot of things that we were really thinking about doing and make it very much a Big Short style. But then actually, after talking to some of the consultants, they were like, that's almost going too overboard. Your character in this community is so overboard that's almost way too overboard. Like that's like trying too hard. It almost comes across as try hard. So you guys need to stick to something along the lines of, just informational. That's all I'm going to leave it at. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
No t-shirt education.
There is information.
There will be a follow-up.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
There will be a follow-up education course that comes out of this with a to-do and a call to action for those who watch this that aren't familiar. So, yes.
I was just curious if it's one of those where it's sort of a bit of both. You know what I mean?
Well, there's enough. Yeah. There's enough to where it'll keep a no coiner from glassing over. It's like because it's like we don't want them just to be like, what the fuck are they talking?
It
explains enough to where they can kind of get the concept. But
it's an actual movie.
It's an actual
movie.
Yeah. And then that way, because I mean, you got to figure that who we're going after. It's like most people. It's like if we're talking about, if we say wrecked, if we're talking about plebs, if we're talking about ATH and all this other stuff. It's like these are not, this is jargon we use every day, so it's just normal for us. But it's like you start throwing all that stuff around to another point, and they're like,
I fucking hate,
speaking a
dude.
different language.
There ain't nothing more I hate than acronyms. I fucking hate acronyms. It's like, relax on the acronyms. Just say what you want to say. You know, shake my head. To be honest, go fuck
Sorry, that
yourself.
comment.
Just say it.
Craig, that's perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah, nobody
Yes,
wants
so
that.
they did
Nobody
cut the
wants that.
scene with RG3 in a bubble bath.
Could you imagine him
mansplaining
in a
and
bubble bath with just his captain hat on or
and his
bandana
glasses? Yeah,
with his
With his little
guns,
pirate ships in
his
the
muskets.
Yeah, right.
With the rubber ducky.
Little pirate ships. Yeah. That's funny. Well, fellas, I'm gonna actually have to peace out early for once. It's like I normally hang and kick it in the green room and stuff, but it's like I'm hitting the wall and my fiance's getting ready to go to bed, so it's like I gotta. If you guys are going for a while longer, maybe I'll jump back in. But I think this is it for me. But
All right, man.
I think I'm probably gonna call it a. We usually call it a night at 2 hours, so I'm probably gonna call this one. But it's good seeing all of you guys. Thank you guys all for showing up. Everything is good out here, guys, for us Hexicans. We don't have to worry about any of the nonsense. That the rest
Nothing.
of
We're
the
living the
is dealing
dream.
with. Dude,
Hell yeah.
isn't this perfect? This is the way to be. This is the whole reason I got into Hex. Don't have to worry about trading. I'm carrying my own keys, so I don't have to worry about a centralized exchange or some other website out there claiming to be working in my best benefit and not having to worry about them running off with my cash. That was the whole reason I picked Hex, for exactly these reasons. Just stake and chill. And here we are, guys. We're doing beautifully. So
best
Indeed.
bear market ever. Best bear market ever.
that's right, guys. I love it. And you know what? Rest of you guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Toby and I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to do the premiere. We're going to do some really cool stuff. You guys will get to see some footage that didn't make the movie. So
I'm going to be tuning into that. I can't wait.
I believe it'll be about 6 o'clock Mountain Time. That depends. So the highest of stakes, guys, come check that out. That's 5 Pacific and that's 7 Eastern. So we'll talk with you guys soon.
Cheers.